Let's talk about one of the least sexy but most effective tools in the entire health and fitness world, in my opinion, tracking. If you want to lose fat, build muscle, change your body composition, train for a race, or see any type of results, really, you have to track. Specifically for this episode, I'm talking about tracking what you are eating. Now, I know the moment I say track your food, a lot of people, maybe even you, might immediately shut down because it sounds tedious and time consuming and maybe even obsessive. But stick with me for a second because this isn't about micromanaging every single bite of your life. It is instead about awareness. So let me ask you this. Would you try to save money every month without knowing how much you're actually spending? Or would you start planning on buying a house when you have no idea what your credit score is? My guess, and hopefully, is no, you wouldn't do those things because without a budget or your financial health, so to speak, you have no clue what's actually going on. And your financial goals stay stuck in fantasy land somewhere. The same goes for your health goals. If you're not tracking what you're eating, you are just guessing. And I hate to break it to you, but most of us are not good at guessing. And I recently saw a reel that's been making the rounds, and it's where a woman is in her car and she's talking straight face to camera and says, I'm fat because I'm doing fat people stuff. And she goes on to admit that she had absolutely no clue about calories, about how much she was eating in a day, like how many calories were in her go to meals or snacks or drinks, or for that matter, how often she was snacking and drinking. And side note, this is not her fault. We aren't taught this stuff. So, not her fault. But that realization hit her like a ton of bricks. And honestly, that moment of clarity was really powerful because ignorance isn't bliss. Ignorance is spinning your wheels for months or years and wondering why nothing's changing. It's thinking that you're being good for 4 days out of the week and then the other 3 days totally blowing it and more. But once you know, once you're aware, once you see the actual numbers and your eating patterns and your portions, that's when everything can start to shift. I have all of my one on one clients spend the first month of our coaching together tracking their food, not making any changes whatsoever. We are just gathering data for the entire first month. And without fail, they come back to me shocked. Like, Coach Mack, I had no idea how little protein I ate. Or I didn't realize how many calories were in my morning coffee that I drink every morning. Or even, man, I snack way more than I thought I did. Because the awareness is where the magic happens. Because when you know better, you can actually do better. Now, look, tracking isn't forever, especially if you don't want it to be forever. But it is the best way to take the guesswork out and finally get a clear picture of what's going on. So if you've been feeling stuck or frustrated, try tracking your food, even for just a week, because it's not punishment. It's a power move when we're talking about getting results. Because knowing is better than wondering. And it's the first real step toward lasting results. That's your daily bit of fit. Take it and run, or walk, or stretch. Just go move. That's it for today's daily bit of fit. I'm Coach Mack from Running with Bacon, reminding you that small steps really do add up. Make sure to follow or subscribe so you never miss a bit. And if today's episode hit home, send it to a friend who might need it too. And if you ever want a quick pep talk tailored just for you, DM me on Instagram because I'm always happy to send some encouragement your way. You can find more support and my health coaching resources at runningwithbacon.com or come hang with me on Instagram for some healthy fun. Until next time, keep taking those small steps because you don't need a perfect plan, just a consistent one.